We are getting closer and closer to section tournament time in Minnesota high school softball. In the Hardo Lakes Conference, the top teams battle it out in what could be a preview of the Section 8-2A championship as the Holly Nuggets and DGF Rebels square off in Glendon. And we are in for a treat as the top two pitchers, Holly's Egan Hastings and DGF's Autumn Leach, get the starts in the circle. Leach wastes no time getting 2 strikeouts in the opening frame. The junior showing why she's so tough to beat. Now the Rebels at the plate. Leach up to bat, sends it to the gap, and the Rebels strike first on the RBI single. Let's head now to the bottom of the second. Ball here is going to be hit to right field, but what a catch by Addison Sandvik. The senior makes the incredible play. The Nuggets go on to win Game 1 6-3, but DGF takes Game 2. Across the Red River in the EDC, the West Fargo Packers tied with the Shanley Deacons for second in the standings. The winner of this one takes sole possession behind Davies. Freshman Brinley Roll off to a fast start, gets the swinging strikeout. We'll take this one to the second frame. Runner on for Shanley, but that doesn't phase Chloe Pappenfuss. Fires to second, and Gretchen Clean gets the tag. What a throw by the junior. Now in the bottom of the second, Clean at the plate, bunts it, the throw to first, off the mark. Packers will score, and they go on to win 10-1 over the Deacons. And in EDC baseball, the Fargo Davies Eagles are in the top half of the standings, tied with the West Fargo Packers. Both teams 4 games behind the leaders in Horace. And Wyatt Kozadowski on fire in the second inning, picking up 2 strikeouts as we head to the bottom of the frame, tied 1-1. Runners on second and third for Josh Tandetsky. And can Luke Finn get out of it? Swing and a miss, and that ends the second. Still tied at 1. Noah Betker at the plate in the third, and that ball is hit deep to right, but Gus Pankratz making the difficult catch. But West Fargo goes on to win Game 1, 9-1. In the majors, rubber match between the Twins and Nationals, and it's Washington coming away with the 7-5 win. Twins drop to 16-22 on the season. They'll play Cleveland next, beginning Friday. In college football, on Thursday, Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports reported that the NCAA Football Oversight Committee met and moved forward legislation to eliminate the 2-year postseason probationary period for transitioning FCS teams. The Division I cabinet must now adopt that change for it to go into effect. If approved, North Dakota State, along with Sacramento State, would be eligible for bowl games, the Mountain West Championship, and the college football playoff during the upcoming season. The D1 cabinet meets June 23rd and 24th. Sticking with Minnesota Pro Sports, Minnesota Timberwolves are in need of a quick reset after a blowout loss Wednesday in San Antonio. After winning Game 1, the Wolves did not bring that same intensity into Game 2, losing by 38 points. The Wolves allowed the Spurs to shoot 50% from the floor and 41% from 3, while shooting themselves 49% from the floor and 30% from 3. And for the second straight game, Minnesota struggled from the free throw line, shooting just 52%. Aside from shooting numbers, the game came down to a few key themes: points in the paint and fast break points. The Spurs outscored the Wolves 58-36 inside and 29-5 in transition.
They just kicked their butt in every aspect of the game tonight. So offensively, defensively, it didn't matter. They took it to us. And we didn't really respond very well. It was a very disappointing performance.
I told the guys after the first game, like, the natural tendency for teams that steal the first game, the away team, they get blown out Game 2. So we can't come out cool, and we came out cool. And what happened? We got blew out. So, my mama used to tell me a hard head make a soft ass, and that's what happened tonight. So, those guys, I took my hat to those guys. They came out, they played hard, they was the more desperate team, and they wanted it. And we'll see where it goes from here.
Game 3 between the Wolves and Spurs Friday night at Target Center. Tip-off scheduled for 8:30 p.m. Hitting the ice, the playoffs are in full swing for the Fargo Force. After defeating the Sioux City Musketeers in 4 games last round, the Force are tied 1-1 in their best-of-5 Western Conference Final Series with the Sioux Falls Stampede. Fargo dropped Game 1 last Friday night 6-2 after a rough first period, allowing 4 goals. In Game 2 Saturday night, Fargo responded with a stellar game defensively, only allowing 1 goal, and in overtime, Axel Lofgren called game. The win makes it a tied series at 1 game apiece.
Tight series. Obviously, it's the third round of the playoffs. You're playing a strong team. The first night probably a little bit closer, especially the second half of the game than the score indicated, and then you see that the next night where not a lot of space. For us, especially offensively, got to work to compete on the offensive side a little bit more to create, and had to defend well against a team that can really put the puck in the net. So fortunate to come out of there with one win.
The series now shifting to Fargo for games 3 and 4. So far this postseason, the Force are 2-0 on home ice, and 2 more wins at Shields Arena would send them to the Clark Cup Finals.
Obviously, our fan base is awesome, and we have such a good crowd at home, so we're super excited to get back at home and hopefully have a couple good games here in front of a great crowd.
For us, the focus is this first one. Coming back home, we love our fans, we love our building. Obviously, you're sleeping in your own bed, so we've had a great week of practice and preparation. Just getting ready to get out there and execute. You're at the time of the season. We know what we need to do. We just got to be ready for our moments.
Game 3 between the Force and Stampede, Friday night at Shields Arena, 7:05 p.m. puck drop. Game 4 will be Saturday at 6:05. And in NFL news, former San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings reportedly agreeing to a 1-year deal with the Vikings. More details on that on our website.
All right, a lot happening tomorrow for you.
Oh, yeah, a lot of stuff.
All right, thanks, Ryan.